Good evening, guest and fellow Toastmaster. A warm welcome to meeting number one of the Gabbys International Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Bimpy Kumari, your Sergeant at Arms for today. I am sure you are as excited as I am. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and you are expected to stay for the entire duration. Before we start meeting, I want to highlight some key points. Your video should be on and audio should be off. Audio should be only on when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, politics, even though Toastmaster International doesn't put any restriction on speaking on these topics. However, we request all speaker and role taker to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and in spirit, hence ensuring there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertone which create hostility and discomfort for members and guests. So let me call upon the presiding officer for today's meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy. He is the founder and managing director of construction management consulting firm and as well project management consultant, a certified coach and a PhD scholar. At Toastmaster, he is a current president of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club and has completed 6 paths and obtained 4 Triple Crowns and 5 Pathbreaker Awards. He is the current Division B director at D92, a club coach, a club sponsor, and pathway mentor, and a mentor to several Toastmasters across districts. Over to you, presiding officer, distinguished Nagesh Ramamurthy.
Thank you so much. That was Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Bimpy Kumari. Give her a huge round of applause. Today is a historic day. A new chapter unfolds. You all see your backgrounds? From today onwards, we are 3 clubs in one family. And I'm delighted to open the meeting number 1 of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. As the charter president of this 3rd club in the family of the Gabbys, I, along with my team, VP Education, Toastmaster Raja Balaji, VP Membership, Toastmaster Meeta Shah, VP PR, Toastmaster Chitrakshi, our Secretary, Toastmaster Shilpi Tiwari, Treasurer, Toastmaster Keshav, and you recently heard the Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Bimpy. Welcome you all to this meeting. For humans, the number 3 is magical. Across cultures, geography, and time, we humans strongly prefer things in 3. Consider sporting event. First, second, and third. Corporate entities like BBC, IBM, CBA, MTV, 24/7, all 3s. Even our 24-hour day is broken into 3 parts: morning, noon, and night. Even our life cycles are segmented into 3: infancy, adolescence, and adulthood. What about third times charm? A classic feature we have is in Three Wise Men, Three Little Pigs, Three Musketeers. The importance of 3 is also critical in the business world. Business leaders are actually aware of the necessity of using power of 3 in their product pitches, selling strategy, and marketing materials. One of the most important and watched TED Talks by Mark Menro refers specifically to the power of three. He says, being number one is the best, the champion. But two is important in life as alternates. And three is a magical number. There is resonance in it. For example, please unmute yourself. As I say, hip hip,
Hooray.
Hooray!
hooray! Tic tac,
Talk.
Toe.
Tom, Dick, and
Harry.
Harry.
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Mary.
Friends, Romans, and
Indians.
countrymen,
Countrymen.
Indians.
Indians.
For people, by the people, of the people. And as Toastmasters, we know ethos, pathos, lagos. And our own Amar Akbar Anthony, my favorite RRR, Rise, Roar and Revolt. I also have watched Rajinikanth's Ram, Rahim and Robert, rather Ram, Robert and Rahim. It is so phonetic, rhythmic and magical, isn't it? For those who have short-time memory loss like me, three is easy to remember. The Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club, and now the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. We need something to love, something to do, and hope that we live in. This is from Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this is what it is, three clubs. Three is magical in writing because it sounds definitive, conveys careful and thoughtful analysis, and does not overwhelm the reader or the listener. See what I just did here? I used power of three to explain the power of three. In life, we have two choices, yes and no. Why binary always? Why not look at maybe as the third choice? Maybe opens up immense options, opportunities, and odds. I urge you to stop thinking about binary and include maybe in your life. Three has more power than you can imagine. So let's hear more about the power of three by someone who is working towards transforming people. The aim here with her is to transform 1 million lives by 2023. The VPPR of this club, the area champion in the recently heard table topic and evaluation contests. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Chitrakshi as the Toastmaster of this evening. Over to you, Toastmaster Chitrakshi.
Thank you for welcoming me. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of today's meeting. It is an absolute pleasure to host everyone to the new club that we, as the Gabbins, are very, very proud of. 6 months to our second club, and we have a third club already. That's the power of three. And the president of our club, the Gabbys, and the other upcoming clubs have decided to give me a slight break. You know why? Because I was not too well. So the three presidents got together to decide that instead of the TMOD telling you exactly what the power of three, the theme of the day is, I'll let our DTM Nagesh take that over for me so that I can take you to 3+1, which is the speeches of the day. So without further delay, let me take you straight to what we planned for the day. So I'd say, instead of the three sections we have still three sections. Oh, because we have 3+1 speakers, we have table topics, and I am playing the power of three. The person who's not well the Toastmaster of the day, and the Table Topics Master of the day. I will do all three of these well. Please, please, please bear with me if there are certain glitches, because if there aren't glitches in India, it's appropriately said that it's not done well. So, with no further delay, with minor glitches on the way, let's welcome the first speaker of the day. Before I introduce the first speaker, the first evaluator, are you here? Toastmasters, Suhan?
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you so much for the confirmation. Our first speaker of the day is the current president of BKC Fireflies Toastmaster and is the founder of SquadGPT.ai, which helps startups build their squad faster and cheaper than an HR agency. My God, why is he giving speeches here? Too good. Now I want to hear you as well, but I'm not sure why you're giving the speech. He is attempting his path is engaging humor, and he is attempting his level 4 project 2 of managing a difficult audience and at the Gabbys. God bless you. With that, let me welcome our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Sai Ramachandran.
Thank you very, very much. But I don't see myself on spotlight, which makes me feel nervous. Am I part of the team or not?
You are, but I let me just call your title out loud first.
Makes sense.
Toastmaster Sai, the Tao of okay. Please, Zoom Master, please mute everyone. Please note that this is managing a difficult audience, and we already have designated difficult audience. Everyone else, I know Gabbys can be a little infectious and you'd want to participate as well, but please refrain from doing so. And if you do, then the Zoom Master will mute you. Let me now start with the title. The Tao of AI. Toastmaster Sai, the Tao of AI.
Thank you very much, Chitrakshi. Now, AI has genuinely taken over the world. Do you remember where you were when Google launched and you tried to search something and actually found something on the internet? Do you remember those days? And in 2008, 2007, where were you when the iPhone was launched? And suddenly, computing completely changed. It went from having to sit in front of a desktop to having the power of a supercomputer, the power more than the power needed to put people on the moon in the palm of your hand, with all the access to all the information that humanity has ever produced at the tip of your fingers. If that was paradigm shifting, a similar paradigm shift has happened only 10 years after that. And that paradigm shift is the oncoming age of AI. The entire thing started back in 2017, when some researchers from Google released a paper called Attention is All You Need. Now, before I explain what attention is all you need, the paper says and what it means and how it brought about the age of AI, let me tell you a joke. Are you ready? Is Gabbys, the famous Gabbys, is it interested in listening to a joke? Give me a thumbs up. Give me some indication that you guys are ready for the joke. Yes. All right. So the joke goes like this. One day, a penguin and a giraffe are sitting in a balcony. They're having a cup of coffee.
Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh, actually we were here to hear the artificial intelligence, but I think Toastmaster Sai is speaking about a joke. I'm not sure, is it good or not, Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh?
I don't know who spoke up, but can we get them on spotlight so we can actually listen to them right now? Because this is part of the actual AI, the idea behind AI as well. But giving attention to the right people at the right time. Giving attention is because the paper we're discussing is attention is all you need. So can we get the person who just spoke on camera?
Yeah, I just spoke now. So that what I was asking is Toastmaster Chitrakshi. So that what I was asking. So he was supposed. I mean, Toastmaster I was supposed to speak on AI, but he's just giving us a joke. I'm not sure what to say.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Karthik, right? Yeah, Karthik. So your question is valid. I did tell you I'm going to talk about AI, but I'm telling you a joke. But keep in mind that not everything that you ask for is what you get on a platter. And that's what AI has taught us, that not everything that you ask for on a certain day comes to you immediately. And there's going to be a little bit of a lesson for everyone, that good things come to those who wait. And you, unfortunately, will have to wait for 2 seconds while the joke finishes up.
Yes, Captain, just wait. There is giraffe and penguin overlooking the balcony. Let's hear from him.
Sir, actually, I'm seeing a crow now. I'm not seeing a penguin. I just don't know what to say to this crow, but I'll just listen to Toastmaster Sai.
Thank you so much. And whoever spoke in support of listening to the joke, I think you're on my side of the fence on this one, because this joke is going to actually blow your mind. Not for the reason you think, not because the punchline is funny. Here's how it goes. So penguin, giraffe sitting on a balcony, having a cup of coffee. And the giraffe said, it's getting a little hot in here. And in response, the penguin says, looking at the watch, no soap, radio. Get it? No soap, radio. No? Nobody got the joke? Give me a thumbs down if you didn't get the joke. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you have enough context now to understand what the paper, attention is all you need, is all about. If you connect the dots in this joke, you'll realize that the punchline has nothing to do with the setup. The setup is two animals sitting on a balcony having a cup of coffee. And the one animal says, it's getting hot in here. And the punchline is, no soap, radio. This is actually an anti-joke. And the idea behind anti-jokes is to make the joke about the listener, because you expect the listener to snigger and laugh anyway, because they're thinking there's a big joke behind it and they don't get it. But how does it connect to AI? Life in general evolves in this manner. Communication evolves in this manner, that you say something and what you say later usually has some connection with what you said before that, except in the case of an anti-joke. And that insight that what you're saying now will at some point have a connection with something you say in the future is what the paper, Attention is All You Need, was able to depict in a technical form. It was able to say that you can create an architecture, a technology, which looks at what you're discussing today, go back into the past of what you've said yesterday, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Go back into the past and connect the two and say that if you're saying no soap radio today, it literally means not that two animals are sitting on a balcony, but you're actually trying to give an example of an anti-joke. So this understanding that conversations have context, and you need to pay attention to a prior context in order to understand what to say next or what to
Toastmaster Chitrakshi, I still didn't get the joke. Did you got it?
Karthik, here's what we can do. Since Chitrakshi is just a person helping the meeting proceed, why don't we discuss the joke with me instead of Chitrakshi? Because poor Chitrakshi.
No, Toastmaster, I think I should not disturb you while directly talking to you. So I prefer talking with audience here, because this is managed difficult audience. So
not being difficult at all. Your questions are valid, except that the explanation has been given and maybe not connecting the dots between the explanation and what your question was. Your question was.
But I still didn't get any answer from Chitrakshi. Chitrakshi, can you hear me?
Toastmaster Soy, am I audible?
I would love to know who you are. If you, let's
I'm Toastmaster Raja Balaji. Good. I need your help. I want to have. Can you let me know some AI tools for designing videos, for designing templates for pictures, like Facebook pictures? Can you tell me?
I'm surprised at how extensive a list of tools we have available. But for that, you'll have to just bear with me until I get to that section of the speech. Are you willing to work with me on that?
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay, so
Toastmaster Raja has a valid question. Why don't you answer it? All of us need that help.
Really quick.
I'm also. It's very confusing for me. I still don't understand what the penguin and giraffe were doing here. Were you making fun of my intelligence?
Can we step back 1 second, because I am new to the club.
I'm very sad that Toastmaster Sai didn't speak about the crow which is sitting in my balcony. I'm really sad.
That crow was
very wrong. Toastmaster Sai, you're not answering my question and you're saying this is the first time you've come to my club. You don't know my club. This is how you will talk. Very bad. Very bad. I'm so upset. How can you talk to us?
Let's do it.
I introduced you. I was so nice to you and you're not answering my question. Instead, you're saying, oh, I'm new to the club. So what
can anyone raise hand that how many of you heard the story Thirsty Crow?
It's really sad.
I would go with me. I definitely heard the story.
But that Thirsty Crow is now a hungry crow. I don't know what to feed it.
There are two hands.
No, but now the thirsty crow is the thirsty penguin because it's so warm.
Oh. But the penguin said something else. It said it's thirsty for radio. It said no soap radio. So I think, Chitrakshi, maybe let's revisit the joke. If both of you want to do that, want to listen to the joke once more, let's do it again. Two animals, balcony, one animal.
No, I don't want to listen to the joke because I won't understand it. Then I would definitely need some artificial intelligence because the joke is a joke on my intelligence.
You are in luck. You're actually going to.
But I still don't understand why people are ignoring the crow sitting in my balcony. Seriously. And
here's what we're going to do.
Because this crow has some feelings, right? So you should actually.
I think here's what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you a really quick trick because it's something that we don't really learn in schools. You walk into your balcony, you say, "Shoo!" and the crow goes away, and then you can focus on the conversation at hand. You want to try that right now? Let's have you do
What
that.
the giraffe and penguin do? I'm
Zoom out.
really confused. What are the giraffe and penguin supposed to do? Should I take them home? But my home is too warm for them and the giraffe won't fit into my house.
I will give you a solution for that as well, which is not AI related. There's something called AC. AI, AC,
Then
close enough.
your topic is AI related, but your argument is not AI related. No,
Versatility.
sir. This is not
Versatility.
acceptable to me.
Versatility.
The joke is on my intelligence. I want to work on that first. What is this? Before artificial intelligence, we have to talk about the human intelligence. And you have made a
Chitrakshi will
joke
tell
on.
you. Before AI comes CI. Is that how you're
I
talking
have
about?
one doubt.
Yes,
Does
please.
penguin have intelligence to watch clock?
Friendly reminder. I don't know anybody's name. So let's do it like this. Please say your name and then ask the question. It'll be easier for me to communicate with you.
Raja,
don't
you
know
can
my
come on
name.
camera.
I'm
Okay.
the only woman who's
Okay.
talking to you. How can you not know my name?
Okay.
No, somebody else asked a question. And we're
Okay.
taking turns, I thought. We're
I have
the
something
audience. We
to
take turns,
say.
remember? So
I have something to say.
who was this? This is Raja.
Nagesh. I'm Nagesh here.
Nagesh, okay.
Penguin, crow, giraffe. They're all part of AI. That's what he's trying to say. Let him continue the speech. I have something to say, which I will say once he continues. I think Rakesh also has something to say. So let's listen to him with few more sentences, then we'll interrupt him again.
So I'm going to assume that the school room is in agreement with, shoot, I'm so bad with names. Who just spoke up? Nagesh. Nagesh,
Nagesh.
thank you so much. Appreciate your stepping in. And yes, moving on, we will be discussing tools. We'll be discussing some of the technologies that AI has invented, has been able to create, some of the ways it's transforming our lives. But for that, you need to get past the joke. The joke was only ancillary. It was a supporting audience. It was a supporting actor in the main cast. And you're looking at the supporting actor. I'm sure you watch movies and you look at you should be focusing on the main heroes, not the Tanvi Azmi kind characters, you know? So let's forget about the joke. Let's move on. For your animal, shoo, for the crows, and for animal control, for the other ones, Chitrakshi, animal control. That's the number you want to call. Animal control, Google, they'll come to your balcony, take these crows, take these animals away and put them where they deserve to be. And you can come back to the conversation at hand. Yes. So we were talking about attention. And the insight was that we should be looking at what we said before to understand what is going on right now. And this insight was the Transformers paper, the paper which said that this is possible. And this is possible at scale, which means that we don't have to look at just a little bit of the sentence or stuff said before. You can look at massive corpuses of data, which was discussed earlier, and see how it relates to what's being discussed now. And from that, we can create what to say next. And that was the key takeaway from that paper, which is a research paper for a long time.
But Toastmasters, you said those animals, those animals should be put in a place where they deserve. Don't they deserve a good life like us? I mean, are they different from us?
You'd be surprised at how much good work the animal control people can do. They can find a home for them.
See, those also need to stay with us, right? That's how nature is. And why are you saying that it deserves some other place, and why are you trying to put there somewhere? I mean, it's not. It's not fair on their part, especially the crow.
Let me ask you this. Would you be able to feed a giraffe? Probably not. You don't know what giraffe eats. Would you be able to feed a penguin? Because you have to go and fish.
You can try chapatis and idlis, right, with giraffe.
I don't know. I've never seen a giraffe. Until
and unless we try, we don't know. Okay. You can continue.
So how about this? How about you try that and let us know while we continue with this conversation? Does that work?
Yes, I can try. But I need a giraffe right now. Hope you're sending it.
That is on your balcony. We just discussed that. It's on your balcony. Look outside.
That is crow. Crow is a hungry and thirsty crow. I already feeded it.
No,
gentlemen, can we allow him to complete his speech? Please go on.
So
one interruption by one person at a time, please.
So as I was saying, attention is all you need. For example, I'm giving you full attention right now, and that's all you need to come up with an AI. Now, based on this, a bunch of new technologies have started to emerge. One of them is the GPT, the chat GPT that you must have heard about. And if you haven't, then there is a rock over your head and you need to come out from under that rock. So GPTs are a technology which are used to predict what text to generate next. So if you say, give me a joke, contextually, a joke is going to be a one-liner. So the GPT is going to say, you know what, when people say, give me a joke, they usually want to listen to a one-liner. So I'm going to focus on creating a one-liner. And that's how it proceeds, and it creates content, and you see it. And sometimes it works, and you're like, wow, this is great. I love this response that GPT's come up with. It's so brilliant. And sometimes it doesn't work that well, and you try again, and then eventually you give up and you say, this is not working for me. And this was actually something that a lot of AI experts and companies realized, that there is no way to score how well a GPT or any AI model is doing. So what they've done is what people used to do in the chess business, in the sport of chess. They have something called ELO ratings, where there is 1-against-1 contests of how one model responds to a certain input versus how the same input given to a second model, how the second model responds. And based on that, the outcome, a human person comes and says, model A's response is better than model B, and then they rate it, and eventually you start having a leaderboard evolves. And right now the leaderboard says that as far as ELO ratings go, ChatGPT, or the model behind ChatGPT, which is GPT-4 and some variants on that, which is the latest generation of GPTs, is the best model out there, best text generation model out there, and others will have to work really hard to beat them. And every time there is a new model being released, they do this ELO rating, and they make this model go up against every other model out there, and eventually find its score. So you know that if you have a good ELO rating, that means you could probably going to be able to do some of the tasks that a good GPT is supposed to be able to do. Now, how does this actually? There was a long history behind these kind of conversations about AI and whether to when does something qualify as an AI? And the history is that there was a cryptographer, thought leader, back when thought leaders were not really a thing, a thought leader in computer science called Alan Turing. And he invented something called a Turing test, which said that if you can converse through an interface with something which is giving you responses, and you can't tell if the responses are being generated by a human or a computer-generated piece of content, then that piece of computer content or computer generator has actually passed the Turing test, and it can now be called an artificial intelligence. And by all measures, most people would say that the GPTs that you have today are beating the original Turing test. But that is not to say that the AIs have reached artificial intelligence of perfect nature. So things do change, and there are other tests being devised on how to measure AIs. There are other models of AIs which are coming out, for example, which the ones which can generate images or generate audio and those things. But that I'll have to say for a later time, because I can see the timer is telling me that it's time for me to go and feed my giraffe and my penguin, and make sure that people who care so much about animals have nothing to worry about. So no soap, radio, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Chitrakshi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. I am so sorry, everyone. Please applaud for him. This was a very well done. Like I said, it is not an easy task. Managing a difficult audience at the Gabbys, I think, is by far the toughest project anyone can do. And apologies from all the disruptors. I can see them unmuting. You don't have to disrupt me, I understand. Yeah, so from all of us, Toastmasters side, this is how. Please stay till the fourth. You have to actually hear the fourth speaker as well. Another disruptor coming your way, another set of disruptors coming your way, so you'll be able to see what's going to happen. But thank you so much for the wonderful speech and making that effort. I applaud you for staying till the end, looking at the red card and giving your entire speech. The fact that you completed your project for me, completed this speech, took it all the way to the red card for me is your project completion. Thank you so much for coming to the Gabbys International and attempting it. Thank you. And with that, let's move to our second speaker. Toastmaster Veera, are you there? He's the evaluator of our second speaker.
Yes, I'm here, ever ready.
Yes, thank you. I've been seeing you laugh throughout with us, and thank you so much for being a very good audience. Our Toastmaster, who is the next speaker, is Toastmaster Venkataseshan. It was actually very difficult to pronounce it, and I've been trying to do it for the last 1 hour since I actually got to know. Thank you so much for taking part in our first session today of the Gabbys International. And he is a young Toastmaster of 3 years and likes the opportunity to serve, to learn, and the opportunity to have fun in life. The power of 3. He is the president of Medley Toastmasters Club of District 120. He is attempting his level 5 project 1 of Path Motivational Strategy. His project is about team building. With that, let's move to his speech. As difficult as his name is, his speech title has also amused me and left me bewildered. Toastmaster Venkataseshan, could you please help me with the title of your speech as well? I've been trying it and it's a tongue twister nonetheless.
It's coruscate. Coruscate.
Constate. Okay.
Coruscate.
Constate.
Coruscate.
Okay. Coruscate.
Coruscate. Yes.
Okay. Everyone, I'm not kidding. It's really a tongue twister for me today. I am being the difficult audience. So, chorus state take 1, Toastmaster Venkataseshan. Toastmaster Venkataseshan, chorus state take 1. Everyone try this tongue twister at home.
Yeah, and just before the timer starts the timing, I would like to share my screen and set the stage. Because once I share the screen, I would like to know whether I'm able to see the timer. If you could spotlight both of us and I share the screen, if it is fine, then I will start. Yeah. Please let me know if my screen is visible. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. So the coruscate, that is the name of the title of the speech. And my project is team building, which has 2 parts. The speech 1 is sharing my plan about conducting or planning an event, conducting an event. And the second speech will follow later. So with this timer, you can start your time. Area C3, District 120 contest. This is the second one is Medley Toastmasters Club 750th milestone meeting, which happened on October 14th. And Area C3 contest happened on October 7th. There are 2 similarities between these 2 photos. Can someone tell me one of them at least? Okay. So in both this, I am there. Yes.
Same person.
Area contest, I was the contest chair, and Medley Toastmasters Club as the president, I was the organizer. And the second thing common was our division director. He visited us in these both events. So following this event, he called me one day and he said, Venkat, I saw you are so enthusiastic in conducting these events. Can you take up the registration chair for Coruscate 23? Coruscate, it is the name of our division contest. Our division is C, so the name goes Coruscate. Coruscate means scintillating. He told me, can you take up this role, registration chair? I was so happy. I said, yes, I can do it. Then he said, the target is you need to bring at least 200 audience to this event. I said, how difficult it is for a division conference, 200 audience. I said, okay, let me do it. So I started with the registration chair role. And after 12 days, he gave me a call again. Venkat, I have one more request to you. The conference chair, he dropped off. So I know about you, how you did all those registration chair and your previous events. Can you take up the conference chair role? I got promoted, though I was so happy in taking up that role. There were challenges associated to it. The challenges is not single directional. It is multidimensional. The group cohesion was a problem because of which the previous conference chair has to drop off. 4 areas, 14 contestants, 16 clubs. The coordination needs a lot of motivation, not only to the team members, but also to me. And limited time, I had only 17 days to plan and conduct this event successfully. Budget constraints, whoever have done the district conferences or the division conferences know what is the budget you get from the district and how you manage it. So with that, my approach started with planning, innovative solution through brainstorming. As an exercise, I brought the team together to bring that cohesion, motivating myself and also the team and giving clarity to the team members and giving them responsibilities. I made 4 pillars as my success pillars: people, process, place, and price. People motivation, process, focus on the tasks and place, the venue, the hospitality, and the price budget. And the teams we identified into 4 different areas: PR, program, hospitality, and registration. Finally, we had a plan in place. A plan in place doesn't assure that you won't fail, but it will help you to know when you fail. Said by Toastmaster Venkataseshan myself. With that, we started rolling, but in sync. In the later meeting, I'll come and share my learning and my experiences from this successful event. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkataseshan. Everyone, please repeat the title after me now that I finally know it. I'm going to make this the table topic, and every one of you has to attempt it. That will be my challenge to you. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for our speaker number 2, Toastmaster Venkataseshan. Thank you so much for the tremendous amount of work that goes into it. As a contestant, I think I just go there and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired at the end of the day. But well, now looking at this, I realize that's something that I need to do. But great work. That was our second speaker of the day. With that, let's see what the third speaker has for us. The evaluator of the third speaker is Toastmaster Peethambaran. Are you there? Toastmaster Peethambaran, are you there?
Yes, I am distinguished Toastmaster Peethambaran and I am here.
Distinguished Toastmaster Peethambaran Nair, thank you so much for being here and thank you for confirming your presence. With that, our speaker number 3, Toastmaster Bindhu Joseph. She's an oncologist and a professor at Kidway Memorial Institute of Oncology. Although she has finished a few parts, she does not consider herself a good speaker, which is not the truth. I can definitely tell you that. She wants to be on this continuous journey to learn, to improve, and then challenge herself once again. She's attempting her path, engaging humor, and her level 5 project, which is the elective, about prepare to speak professionally. Toastmaster Bindhu Joseph, reboot. Reboot, Toastmaster Bindhu Joseph.
I have a dream. And no, don't worry. I'm not going to overquote a zillion other Toastmasters before me and Martin Luther King. I have a dream. And I want you to go into your inner mind or soul and type comfort zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and then press reboot. You must be wondering, what is she talking about? Comfort zone, isn't that a safe place where you are at your optimum skill set and mindset? Why would I have something against comfort zone? Well, safe place, or is it a plateau of inertia that just prevents you from realizing your maximum potential or taking challenges or discovering the world? Well, I recently discovered that perhaps that just might be the case. A comfort zone just might be a cup half full. And let me tell you about it. I'm just not preaching this reboot thing. Believe me, humor and me, water and oil, they just don't go together. The very fact that I am giving a humorous speech, an 18-minute humorous speech in front of you is proof that I'm challenging my comfort zone. It reminds me of Robin Sharma, you know. He once said, what is the most scariest thing? What is more scarier than dying? Public speaking. And what is more scarier than public speaking? Dying while giving a public speech. Well, hopefully I will not die on you in the next 18 minutes, but that is yet to be seen. So let's come back to comfort zones and how I discovered that they can be limiting. The very first comfort zone you're going to think about is your daily routine. It's a comfort zone. And let's just have an example of a comfort zone. Let me see, a volunteer. Sudama, can I ask you to help me out with your comfort zone? If you're willing to share, like how many meals a day you have, or what is your comfortable time, number of hours of sleep?
3 meals per day and 7 to 8 hours sleep.
Sudama, you are my heroine. I, on the other hand, never see 3 meals a day and 7 hours of sleep. Absolutely not. Now, Sudama, let me just ask you just one more question. Assuming that you went on a working vacation and you were told that they provide only breakfast and you have to manage for your lunch and dinner, by any chance, you just have to answer with a yes or no. Are you going to be worried? Are you thinking in terms of packed MTR and maybe take a nice knife to pick up fruits in the evening so that you'll have in the morning? Will it just disturb your mental peace a little bit?
No.
Kudos to you, Sudama. You don't even need my speech. But unfortunately, it would disturb my what's it mental peace. And it did disturb my mental peace. And I realized that it was all for naught. So let me talk about this working vacation that I had a few months back. So we were a team, as Chitrakshi has already said. I'm an oncologist, and our team consisted of 4 oncologists and 1 radiation physicist. So we were to go to Germany on a training workshop. Let's say 7 days in Germany, and then 7 days were supposed to be in Athens. So our routine would be work during the day till evening, and then, yes, the evening was left for sightseeing. I realized that a trip abroad is not a place where you can stick to comfort zone as far as your daily routine is concerned. When evening came, the only criteria for us to eat something was it either looked good or it sounded interesting. Time was not a criteria. Whether we're hungry was not a criteria. Whether we could afford it on a limited euro budget, that also was not a criteria. And funnily enough, I didn't find myself stressed out. I actually enjoyed the experience. And this is an anomaly for me because, believe me, I'm a little bit freakish about my routine. And I don't eat at restaurants. I mean, I'm one of those weird people who cooks anything and everything at home. And it's like, it wouldn't have been a novelty. But I did find it a novelty. I did find it relaxing, and I did find that it helped to mingle. You should try it sometime. Sometime liberate yourself from your fixed idea of routine and I have this healthy diet and you go for 1 week without it, I'm going to become fat. 1 day a week or 1 day a month. Just go haywire on your routine and just feel the joy of knowing, the confidence of knowing that you are adaptable and you're not going to be restricted by it. Let's come to routine. Over with that. Now, what about work? Yeah, work is a comfort zone. Didn't you realize that? How many of you have reached the penultimate of your hierarchy in your workplace? You have a comfortable salary, you have a comfortable position, and you're happy. Are you really happy? Let me see if that is the case. Karthik, can you help me out here? Can you tell me 3 things that you love about your work?
Okay, so I'm a little bit in a dilemma and not sure whether I do allow my work or not. So I partially love my work because my work is divided into many things. So some parts I like it and some parts I don't. So the parts which I like, the reason for that is because so I'm a software developer. I'm a full stack software developer, and I do like coding, and I do like working on web applications. So that is a part I love because that's what I can put myself, my skills onto that, which I love to do. But there are some parts which I don't like. Now, let's say the meetings which go for longer times in in our day-to-day life of IT. So those things I really don't like, but I have to bear it because that's a part of our job, and there are many things which goes into the meeting. And other thing what I like about my job is it makes me busy. It makes me think. It makes me use my skills, and also it makes me. So I do like to communicate with people, and I do like a lot of interactions and with communicating people because I'm a bit ambivert. So I like talking with people, being I mean in joining speaking with people in social gatherings. So this my job allows doing it, wherein I do have good network with people. So I go to office and I work with them. So my social life is good with my job. So that's why I like that. Yeah, those are my reasons, and not so good and my dislikes about my job.
Thank you, Karthik. I love that honesty. I love the do I, don't I scenario. And maybe I can help you without this. And this question, or these next 3 questions, are going to go to all of you. I want you to open that mental computer of yours. And question number 1, ask yourself, at the beginning of the day, of a work day, do you start it with a smile on your face? At the end of a work day, do you end it with a sigh of satisfaction? Question number 2. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Do you at all see yourself 5 years from now in a better place than you are at this point of time? And the last one, do you really feel that you are using the maximum of your mindset and your skill set? Well, if the answers for all these questions are not a nod of the net, then like me, maybe you are in that plateau of inertia, of comfort zone with your job. And you know when I realized that? During this trip. Now, this trip was actually planned 4 years back when we got 3 new machines. It was a training workshop, like I said, but then came COVID. But in this intervening 4 years, we have done absolutely everything you could possibly do with those machines. And the technology was nothing new for us. Fortunately, the academic coordinators did realize this, and they didn't plan any lectures as such. They said, you have free rein. You can go to any department you want, interact with anyone you want, or visit any technology that you would like to. And dear friends, I'm one of those weird people who love academics. For me, this was a kid in a candy store sort of experience. So, come on, there's no one to tell me that this research you can do on Indian people, they can't afford it. Or this technology, this horrendously expensive machine is going to come to India only probably after you retire. Instead, I just went to every department, discussed research topics with all my colleagues there, visited technology that, yes, will probably take a decade to reach India, and I had a gala time. And I decided there that perhaps I was just sitting too much on my comfort zone. When I go back, I'm going to renew my interest in research and forget about Indian patients can't afford it. I'm going to find funds to do that research. And if a person asks me, why not? I'm going to tell them, no, if they ask me, you can't, or tell me that you can't do it on Indian patients, and I'm going to say, why not? And more than that, I'm going to show them how. So, dear friends, is your workplace your comfort zone, or is there something more? I'm going to urge you, take that plunge, jump off that plateau. Now, let's come to comfort. Yes, I have more comfort zones to cover. So let's come to comfort zone number 3. And this is very familiar to all of you, roles. Yeah, we are all comfortable in roles in life. It could be friend, or it could be partner or parent, or yes, Chitrakshi, it could be coach. It could be guide. It could be, we play multiple roles in life. Have you ever thought that maybe you are too comfortable with some of those labels? And maybe other people are too comfortable seeing you in those labels? What would it be to just get out of those labels once in a while? Are there possibilities beyond those labels? You never know till you try. And that is what happened to me. So in this group, I was senior most, both in terms of age and in terms of experience. And I expected that I'd be making some of the decisions naturally, but that was not the case. Every day, as we were traveling to work, there would be a heated debate in that team. Can you guess what that debate was about? Where are we going to sightsee in the evening after work? Now, I did try to give some insightful suggestions based on research and logical conclusions, but I learned that, well, no one wanted to listen to me. And I did something that I have never done before. I took a back seat. I just took out a novel and started reading as they argued on. And when evening came, I just went with the flow. Wherever they decided, I went. And it is such a liberating experience, believe me. You should try it sometime. Next time, I challenge you, let your spouse or significant other or parent or whatever plan your vacation. A to Z, you don't budge. So just enjoy the process. I mean, there are times when the role that you put on yourself limits yourself. I mean, you just escape the role once in a while and you see endless possibilities. You see possibilities in yourself and possibilities in other roles. Don't let a role limit yourself. Now comes to a comfort zone that is the weirdest of all, and that is self-respect. You'll be wondering what's going to come after this. Well, our penultimate day in Germany, it is Oktoberfest. And all around us, there are these huge pitchers of beers. Now, for me, this is another comfort zone that I breached. Believe me, these pitchers of beer are nothing like what you get in India. Now, in India, if you had shown me something like this, I would have taken a snotty, disdainful, just sniff at it and then said, "What? You don't have wine?" Well, what was happening? All of my colleagues, they were just laughing over some incident that had happened a few hours before. Everyone except me. What was I doing? I was screaming at a salesperson, a Veera customer care person at 11:30 p.m. in the night, Indian Standard Time. You must be wondering why, what? So let me tell you what happened a few hours earlier. So I told you it's our penultimate day and we decided we'll shop. Shop for us and shop for family and friends at home. Now our team was a little bit divided here. 3 of us wanted to do retail and 2 of us wanted to check out designer trends. So me and my friend, we entered into this huge complex. I don't know what to call it. Should I call it a designer mall? Friends, I have a weakness for shoes and jackets. But the shoes and jackets there, it started at 1 lakh. This is one comfort zone that I was not willing to breach. So my friend shopped and I gawked. And at the end of 1 hour, he had a beautiful handbag for his wife and I was empty-handed. Now we were just getting out of the shop when suddenly, bleep. Oh my gosh, I was mortified. I just couldn't believe it. And believe me, more embarrassing things come. First, they asked to check our bags. They didn't find anything. And then they said we had to take off our coats. And that's when it happened. The security found a metallic tag on my Veera jacket, a jacket that I had bought just 1 day before our trip. I was mortified. I was, oh my gosh, I had visions of being stuck in a German prison while my friends went off to Athens and enjoyed the remaining part of the trip. What an experience. Now, I am one of those people who hesitate regarding a negative confrontation. I'm not the type who is comfortable with telling a person that they did something wrong and that they have to rectify it. But you see, in this situation, I had 2 choices in front of me. Either I could have kept quiet and then forgoed shopping altogether for the next 7 days, or I could take an action. And that is what I did. And coming back to the beer garden, now you understand why I was screaming at someone at 11:30 p.m. So are there others among you who sometimes feel being in a good books is a comfort zone on its own, just like me? Well, dear friends, there are times when you do have to fight for your rights, and it is worth it. So, what did I learn from all these experiences? Comfort zone, highly overrated. There is so much beyond that plateau, that of inertia that comfort zone represents. That half-filled cup is worth filling. And my trip taught me just that. I mean, just see the things that I realized. I realized that I was adaptable. I could change. I could be a team player. And I've not reached the limit of my work career or potential. I still have curiosity. I still have interest. I still have drive. I can still make a change. And I deserve to right the wrongs done towards me. But more important than anything, I came back to India and I decided to reboot, to face new challenges. The very fact that I've not died during this 18-minute humorous speech is proof of the value of doing that, of jumping off that plateau, of rebooting, of redefining your comfort zone, rediscovering yourself. So my message to all of you is, again, it's my dream that you can all go to your inner soul, go to your mind, maybe after this talk, maybe this weekend, just search, analyze, what are those comfort zones? 1, 2, 3, 4, and just press reboot. Back to you, Madam Toastmistress.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bindhu, for the lovely attempt at the table topic. As the GE of today, I am ready to give evaluations. Oh my God. So many faux pas, so much faux pas here and nobody realized. I think you all need a break. So let's give ourselves a little break of 5 minutes. It is 7:56. Let's get back at 8:01 IST. With that, let's call it a break.
So much of silence. My goodness. Yeah, stop. We can
Okay,
start.
perfect. Thank you so much. Welcome back, everyone. Let's switch on our videos to pump up the show a little bit. Yes, the little break is over. We're not tired anymore. And you better not be, because we have another managing a difficult audience coming out. That will definitely wake everyone up. I can see DTM Andal right here, so I'm not confirmed whether she's present because she's there and she's been there even in the break. So thank you so much, DTM Andal, for keeping us all alert and getting us back here. With that, let's move to our fourth speaker of the day, who is the VPPR of both the Gabbys Toastmasters Club and the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. He's a distinguished Toastmaster and has achieved 2 awards, 3 Triple Crowns, and completed 9 parts. If you don't know who I'm talking about already, then you're not from District 92. With that, let's welcome DTS Sourav Dutta, who's attempting his Level 4 Project 2, Managing a Difficult Audience. His path name is Innovative Planning. Carbon Codes, DTM Sourav Dutta. DTM Sourav Dutta, Carbon Codes.
Code Carbon. That was the title of my speech, but that's okay. Maybe I mixed up in sending the title or you mixed up in reading it out, but either ways, the message has gone through. Code Carbon. So any guesses? What am I talking about in Code Carbon? What exactly is Code Carbon? Take a guess. We are at Toastmasters. We can get away with giving wrong answers. Come on. Code Carbon. What could I be talking about?
Climate change.
Climate change. Okay. Something to do with climate change. Great. So why the word code in carbon? So carbon footprint, carbon, negative footprint, positive footprint. We have heard all of that, right? And the whole world is actually boiling with this debate about climate change and the role each nations have to play in this. The part that I wanted to talk about today is what we can do about this. Now, what happened is a few weeks back, I was attending a conference in IIT Bombay. And the topic of the conference was sustainability in AI, sustainability in artificial intelligence, and how that impacts the ESG, the environment, the social and the governance aspect of climate change and the responsibilities that we have in terms of carbon footprint. In that discussion, one of the things that came up is that what kind of an impact are we keeping in terms of the carbon footprint, in terms of what's avoidable and what's unavoidable. So what's unavoidable in terms of carbon footprint? Manufacturing will have a negative carbon footprint. We can't do away with that. We can't do away with manufacturing. And no matter how much of energy conservation we do, no matter how much we work on that field, it will have certain amount of a negative carbon footprint. What is avoidable, for instance, is not having local food. When you don't have local food, when you have food from outside, right, imported food. So for example, you are in India and you're having Western food, that food is not manufactured in India. It has to be imported to India. Chitrakshi, Chitrakshi, I saw that you unmuted yourself. Can I just finish this point and I'll take your question? Give me 10 seconds more, please.
Even distinguished Toastmaster.
I'll come to you as well, Bimpy. Give me another 15 seconds. Both of you together can give me 30 seconds. Great. So moving on.
Sourav, when can I disturb now?
I will tell you. So that makes it 45 seconds. So one more person unmutes themselves and I'll take all the questions together after 1 minute. Okay. So let me move.
What if we forget the question?
You can write it down.
Memory.
Sourav, love avocados, and the first thing you start your speech is with leaving avocados. You know, I just started, my dietitian told me that because of dehydration, because of so many other things, I need to have certain foods. Now, the issue is that in India, we export most of the food. So if we export most of the good food, then the food that I end up eating is not so good. No, Sourav, but you listen to me. No, this is really funny.
Chitrakshi, I'll export you from here orange and mango juice because you need more fluids.
Now
but export will not happen within India.
Exactly.
So outside. No, but Sourav, listen. You're not listening to me, Sourav. You don't understand.
Okay, thank you so much. I have muted you, Chitrakshi. I'll unmute you again after some time. So let's continue with this discussion. What I just was talking about is that the effect that we can have in terms of carbon footprint, right? That is something that is avoidable and unavoidable. So the avoidable part, as I was talking about, is that having local food. And as Chitrakshi was saying that she is getting dehydrated, trust me, that has nothing to do with not having local food or having local food. That's about having more or less alcohol generally. So we'll have to see what is causing the dehydration, go to the root cause of the problem and solve it. Even alcohol, also local alcohol brands are always better. So anyways, coming back to the topic.
So distinguished Toastmaster, I have a question.
After 1 minute, Bimpy, so my 1 minute is not over. It's exactly 8:07, 8:08 Indian Standard Time. I will be taking the first set.
I have a very quick question actually. As your speech title says code, so I thought it's something related to some language or code or Java code. Are we going to
point you? Let me continue with this discussion. Let me complete this point. 8:08, I want to come back to you. So what I was saying is that in terms of coding or in terms of technology, what we can do. So tell me, how many of you just practice coding on the computer? Try new codes, try writing new codes. Okay. What happens to the code? You pull the data from somewhere, right? Venkatesh. Venkatesh. So you pull the data from somewhere when you're writing the code?
Nowadays, yes.
Nowadays, yes. Where is the data residing?
It could be somewhere in cloud.
Somewhere in
the center.
Right. So which means that the data has to be extracted from the cloud, which means that the data is sitting in, there is a
Someone muted you, Sourav. I think someone didn't want the import and export from cloud to server.
And now someone muted you. Funny, right? That's what's happening in this meeting. People are muting each other. Okay, let's continue.
At least you're laughing that way.
Right. So what we're going to do is, understand how the data center impacts. So what happens is that when we are extracting information from the cloud, it just looks like we are giving one click of a button. But what's happening in the back end is that the data center is being used. If the data center is being used, it means that power is being used. So if we are fetching unnecessary data, time and again, data that's already sitting on our computer, data that someone has already fetched for us, we are essentially making the data center work more than what needs to work. Another example is, for example, coding. And that's where Bimpy, the code thing came from, right? So you were intrigued about why code. In coding, what we do is, many of the coders will agree with me that what can be written in 4 lines of code or 5 lines of code, we write 40 lines of code or 50 lines of code. It doesn't make a difference to us, because at the end of the day, we have to deliver what our manager asks for, and we have to get the increment that we are looking for. But in writing 50 lines of code instead of 4 lines of code, which otherwise is required, what we're essentially doing is we're making the data center work almost 10x or 550, 20x times more than what it needs to work. So that is the pressure that a simple code not written well or data fetched when it doesn't require to be fetched can put a pressure. When I was coming out of this conference, I bumped into a very senior economist, and his name is, Professor Goldar. He's from the Delhi School of Economics. And what Dr. Goldar asked me is that sort of how big is this problem? The problem that you're talking about, inefficiency in technology usage causing carbon footprint. Is that problem really big? I said, no. Today, that problem is very minuscule compared to a problem of manufacturing. But the problem is that this problem is growing. As we getting more and more data, as we are consuming more and more data, as more and more data centers are being built across the world, and more users are getting used to it. Think of ChatGPT.
Sir, Nagesh sir, actually, I had asked Joane and Raja to be the disruptors, but they are not disrupting. Would you please disrupt?
Function is working. So
sir, I'm directly telling you in the call, sir. Please do it because they dropped.
Well, Nagesh on a chat function, it will be better. So we can continue with the meeting, right? So what's happening?
So Raja is there? No, he can disrupt. Where is he?
Raja, you are not coming on camera. Is your camera working or not? See, Raja, I gave you an opportunity to disrupt distinguished Toastmaster Sourav, and you are not responding.
You ask questions, get it clarified, become
Sorry,
wiser,
apologies for that. Sure, I
be
will ask the question.
intelligent.
Sure.
Okay, great.
Raja, I said you to be very confidential, but you are being confidential in the meeting as well.
Are we done with the disruption? If we're done with the disruption, then we are going to go ahead with the next part of the discussion about how to solve the problem. So I thought about, or before that, let me answer the question that
before we move on to solving the problem, you were talking about the problem, but the problem at employee level is something different. My manager won't give me any promotion, or for that matter, my manager would think that I'm not doing anything at all if I just show him an optimized, well-framed 5 lines of code instead of 50 lines of code. So that is not data problem, that is employee problem. First, tell us the solution for the same before we move on to the solution for the data problem.
Right. The solution is going to come towards the end of this speech, and I promise you that. But let us first understand the problem in all its dimensions. A very relevant question, the first relevant question till now. Thank you so much. So moving on. So how big is the problem? Today, the problem is not that big, but this problem is growing. Every second, every millisecond, this problem is going. So as I was saying, so think about a few months back, how many of you would have used OpenAI? Very few of you. Today, many of you are using OpenAI. Many of you are using ChatGPT for writing your speeches, for doing some kind of a research. So more and more people are coming and using ChatGPT. For you, it's just going to the application, tuck, I type something and I get the answer. What's happening in the backend? There's a data center at work that is being employed, that is being used, which means that again power. So very, very micro fragments of energy is being utilized, which can be saved because of people irresponsibly using data, using queries, using technology without paying much attention to the effect it's having on the environment. Why is it important for us? As I was saying at the very beginning, there are certain industries which are always going to be carbon negative. Like, for example, manufacturing. We can reduce the impact of carbon negativity there. We can never make it carbon positive. But there are certain industries which have been created for the purpose of being carbon positive, which is, for example, the IT, right? IT was created so that 10 people's job can be done by one machine, and that way we save the efficiency in terms of energy consumption, less number of lights, less number of computers, etc. We are losing away on that advantage, and therefore the carbon trading, when it happens, like certain industries will have positive carbon, certain industries will have negative carbon footprint, and together they will trade off, right? And it will be a net zero. That will take more time for us to achieve. And in the meanwhile, this problem will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then a time will come when this will probably become a carbon negative industry in itself, which was supposed to be helping in trading off the carbon negativity. Now, what is the solution to the problem? Like as Nancy said, this is not a coding problem, this is not a data problem, this is somewhere a culture problem.
Okay, one more question I have here. You said this problem is so minuscule, right? And if we get into manufacturing domain, the footprint is so high, it can never be carbon positive, it will always remain carbon negative. Now, if we put in a lot of effort to work on a minuscule problem versus if we put in small effort to work on industry, which is having a very huge carbon negative footprint, wouldn't the effort put there would gain us more results?
Okay, the two parts to my response is in two parts. The first part is where I will correct what I said. I mean, like I rephrase it because probably you got it wrong. I said the problem is minuscule when you think about one user. Like you going to ChatGPT and putting in a query, that's a minuscule carbon footprint. But imagine all of us or most of us getting into it and start doing it, then the problem is not that minuscule. Point number one. Point number two, as I mentioned a couple of times already, this problem is growing. Remember, there was a time when we had used.
Problem in the world, Sourav. Why are we talking only about problems? We should talk about nice things also. No, carbon footprint is a problem, but you and I go off-roading as well, right? You like driving bikes. Manufacturing, I can't help it, But you know what? I've just realized through all of this, I think we need to definitely plan a nice off-road trip for the Gabbys and the Gabbys International. It won't increase much carbon footprint. So in fact,
Because,
I agree with
it's
Chitrakshi a lot. A lot, I agree with her. Instead of focusing on 5 lines of code, we can focus on the smokers, or we can focus on 500cc bullet ride or something like that. That would generate us more results.
Absolutely. I think
that's definitely something that Sourav really likes.
Point
And now that Sourav, you
fully.
can't mute. I have the freedom to ask you anything and say anything, right? Sourav, that's so much fun. Let's increase the carbon footprinting.
Okay, point taken.
Hi,
So
Sourav, I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Are there any specific guidelines or best practices to minimize this kind of carbon code, especially coming to mobile cell phone or everything?
Yes, and that is the reason I'm saying you have to put Chitrakshi on mute so that you get the solution. Okay, because
No,
Chitrakshi.
Sourav, I just found the solution. I realized that manifesting is a very strong tool. So let's all sit together and manifest that all the carbon, all the bad, bad vibes and bad carbons in the world, they should just go woo. So then we can do whatever we want. And I can have all the avocados that I want. All the flights can go as they want.
Manifestation.
Let me say you, I like avocado juice.
Still
Thanks
it
for
doesn't-
pointing it.
Doesn't take care of dehydration, right? So similarly,
It does. I just found out it does as well.
Okay, let us come back. Let us come back to
Raja, thank you so much, Raja, for justifying your disruptor role.
Great. Thank you, Karthik, for appreciating. See, this is what we need, appreciation, even for the carbon footprint. Let's move on, right? So try to understand the solution to the problem. So the first one, C, code. So the solution is an acronym code. So before I move, see, right now what is happening, okay, I'll come to this in the next one. So the first one is C. C is culture. As Nancy rightly put, as Chitrakshi brought this up, that, we go off-roading, we use bikes. I myself am guilty of using large bikes. I've got a 500cc motorcycle. I've got an SUV. So it is kind of hypocritical that I'm standing here and talking about carbon footprint. But this is a cultural change that we need. I'm trying to make my own way. I'm not going to do away with my bike. I just can't, because that's my extension of my soul. But anything else that I'm doing in terms of carbon footprint, I'm trying to reduce. For example, I've started having more Indian food, Indian fruits, instead of having more of the foreign food, because I'm trying to reduce the carbon footprint that way. So even if there are certain aspects in your life which you cannot change, because that's the way you are tuned to be, then at least look at those aspects which you can change, right? Because if we change nothing, then the change that will be forced on us by nature will be painful. Chennai is a very good example. What happened in Chennai, Pondicherry is a very good example. Let us see. Next is O, observe. For the last 15 minutes, Karthik is sharing his computer sound. For what? We are not hearing anything from Karthik, but Karthik is still sharing the computer sound. Can you see Karthik sharing the computer sound? Right? Is it serving any purpose? No. For Karthik, it doesn't make a difference. It's just a click of a button. But if Karthik stops sharing the computer sound, there will be a little less energy consumption that's happening from his computer. So Karthik, will you please go ahead and stop sharing the video? Great. So see, that's the small step we took in carbon footprint reduction. So this is the second one, which is about observing that these kind of slips wherever they're happening and try to work on that. D, discipline. And this is where the organizations need to come forward. For example, ensuring if you've got a data, then you are using that data before you fetch new data. So if you've already got an information somewhere, before you pull in new information, see if you've got all the questions answered to the information you already have. And E, this is the solution to the problem that Nancy mentioned about the manager saying that if you don't write 50 lines of code, then you're not really working. And that is that solution is engage. Engage the stakeholders, engage the employees, so that engage the managers, the leaders, so that all of them are sensitized about the fact that each of us can play this much of role in the carbon footprint reduction, and overall we can make this much of an impact. So my friend, code carbon is something that's coming our way. We need to adopt it. The sooner the better. Else, we know what happened during COVID. If nature gets furious, then it's torturous for the whole of mankind. I have time for taking a couple of questions if anyone is interested.
I have a question, DTM Sourav.
Yes,
Talking
DTM.
about small actions enhancing the load on the data center manifold, right? How do you educate this to a normal common man? The impacts of small change.
And I think the answer lies in the culture part. I think it has to start with the, how did we educate people that you have to switch off the lights when we don't need the lights? We did that, right? The Earth Hour, the Earth Day, we are celebrating those things, but they're having some reduction in the energy consumption. So it's not a hopeless situation that people don't, I don't think anyone thought on those lines till very recently. In fact, after the session, a lot of the professors of IIT actually walked up to me and said that we never thought of those lines. We keep on telling our students that if you are not able to write it in 10 lines of code, write 20 lines of code. That doesn't matter. Now we realize that that's not the right thing to do. We are breeding inefficiency. So we can do the sensitization if we have a little bit of a control over how we are disseminating the knowledge. Raja, I would love to take your question. Can you put it on chat and I will answer you offline, because I see the red light and I don't want to go over time and get the meeting go over time, which would again increase the carbon footprint. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sourav. A huge round of applause for Sourav. And Sourav, thank you for giving the mic back to me. You know, the chatterbox here likes to talk quite a bit. But thank you so much. And Toastmaster Sari, for you, now you see managing a difficult audience. Nothing against you. It's just how we do it at the Gabbys. So thank you, Sourav, for handing it back to me. And well done. With that, we come to an end of our prepared speech section. Everyone, a huge round of applause for all the speakers who did such a great job, and definitely for the timer who sat through 22 minutes timing it like that. Brilliantly done. Thank you so much for being a great audience. And now it's time for you to finally speak, because now it's not about managing difficult audience. It's about table topics. So let's welcome the table topic master. Oh, which is also me. Okay, welcome me again as the table topics master of the day. And for you all, I have great table topics. It'll be great if people who haven't spoken before can speak up, and everyone come on camera so I know that you're right here and I don't go looking for you everywhere. Let me just pick the first person I can see who's been there. There are two people who I can see, and I'm going to definitely call them here and speak for all of us. But everyone else, in the meantime, please do participate as well. Toastmaster Anurag, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So our table topic for the day is do what you can't. Do what you can't, Toastmaster Anurag.
When you are giving a Toastmaster speech and you have to manage a difficult audience, what is the first thought in your mind? Should I do it? Should I do it in front of these many people? They will be pushing me. They will be nudging with me. and I will have to deal with all of them. And at that point of time, either you can be stuck at level 4 or you can go to level 5 and leave all those fears which you have. Because once you have done that, you know that level 4 is clear. You can manage the difficult audience. And once and in the real life, when someone is there and there is a difficult audience in front of you, you can manage that. We have seen the great speakers today who have managed the difficult audience, and they have done what they didn't want to initially. There is an initial crust, initial hindrance, but they overcame that. They overcame that and they thought that I can do it. Table topics and speeches are all about doing what you can't do, and everyone should do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anurag. You actually explained the reason we have table topics and prepared speeches. Table topics section is one section where you get to test your impromptu speaking skills and also polish them a little bit. So you have 1 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds, and 2 minutes. So between 30 seconds and 2.5 minutes, including 30 seconds grace period, you have the time to go impromptu speaking on the topics that I give you. So anyone who wants to volunteer, please raise your hand. That'll be great help and it'll save us a lot of time if you quickly raise hands. Otherwise, I'll have to choose. So somebody's raised hand. Oh yes, Toastmaster Samita, you've raised your hand. Your topic is, no one can eat just one. Toastmaster Samita. Toastmaster Samita, no one can eat just one.
Thank you for the wonderful topic. This exactly fits the bill for those huge bars of chocolates. When we look at it, the first thought that comes to our mind is, we need to be careful. I can't eat more than one. Definitely not. It's not good for our health. And then you keep it on the shelf. Keep looking at it. Should I have now or should I have it later? Your mind plays games with you. Finally, what I do is I give in to that urge of having that one bite. First, you are expecting. It's a fresh chocolate. You open it, you smell it, you feel so good about it. And then you break that one piece and have it. Then what happens? It's gone. You crave for more. There comes your mind fighting with your urge, saying one is enough, no need. But can we stop at one? We can never do that. We may be disciplined in other aspects of our life, getting up at 5 o'clock or going to bed at 10 o'clock. We can try that. Many of us are successful too. But that bar of chocolate, it's calling. And then we need to go and have the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth. Can we stop at one? No, definitely. We can never stop at one. Why should we? It's beautiful. Life, we live only once. And those chocolate bars comes once in a while to the house. Why should we lose that opportunity? We should always give in and never stop at one. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samita. I think we would need another break to go and have some chocolate because no one can eat just one. Any more volunteers, or do you want me to pick people up quickly and then make this work? Okay. Since there are no volunteers, Toastmaster Sudharma, do you want to take the opportunity of this table topic?
Okay.
No one can eat just one was the previous topic. So for you, I have let's go places. Toastmaster Sudharma. Toastmaster Sudharma, let's go places.
Let's go places. How many of you have gone to new places within this month? I know a lot of people are traveling these days? How many of you can you raise your hands? New places, traveling, I know Toastmaster Joane is traveling. Toastmaster. Majority are traveling. I know that Toastmaster Smruti is a road trip traveler. Like Toastmaster Chitrakshi requested to go to road trip. Let's do one trip per month or per year. It was my plan when I am thinking about my New Year resolution 2023. One road trip per month. I started January and I could continue it for 3 months, but I couldn't continue it for up to now. That means December. Now I am again planning for this 2024 road trips. Every month in Poya Day, we have Sri Lanka Poya Days. Every month we have 1 day vacation, a holiday. Then I was planning that one. Now again this year, next year also I am planning. Let's go to new places and see the beauty of Sri Lanka. I am in Sri Lanka. See the beauty of Sri Lanka rather than going to other countries. I want to enjoy myself in this country. So it was my plan. Then I will plan for next 5 years or 6 years. Let's go to another country and enjoy it. That was my plan, and I am thinking and planning it. So let's go to new places. That was my motto also, new places and new things. Let's go to new places monthly, annually, and 10 years time, 5 year times. Then you will get to know a lot of people and a lot of beautiful places. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudharma. We've got to go to new places. Yes, we're going to do it. And the last topic for the day, Toastmaster Shelja, would you want to take that up?
Sure, Chitrakshi.
Don't crack under pressure, Toastmaster Shelja. Toastmaster Shelja, don't crack under pressure.
Okay. Thank you so much for this topic. And this topic is very relevant as of my situation, because I'm currently preparing for competitive exams, and as the date coming through, the time is getting over, and the syllabus that I need to prepare and practice is getting more. As I'm learning more, it seems like I have to learn more and more, and that it creates a pressure within me, and says that I can't crack in the pressure, or as it take more pressure, it gets very hard to practice and retain the topics. So instead of like enjoy the topic or whatever the subject is, and go more detail and get be more be more that this is something that really helps me to grow my knowledge and everything in that perspective, then it will help us doesn't make take a more pressure in us and prepare, so it gets less pressure that in that way. So we can calm ourselves and then prepare. It gets we can more retain more. And thank you so much for this topic.
Thank you for the attempt on this topic. It was so sweet. You're reminding me of days when we actually had to study hard to get somewhere and get good grades. Now we just have to be good prepared speakers.
And
With that,
even that like now it is a table, all of a sudden I have to talk, and also I was like on a pressure to talk about the topic, and anyway I did it, even though in the
crack
pressure.
under pressure. It's absolutely
Yes.
fine. We're all right here with you. Don't be a potato, be an egg. People love boiled eggs. Okay. With that, let's move to our next session, because now it's end of the table topic section. Anyone who missed out on this opportunity, we have another meeting on Saturday, 10 a.m. and another on Tuesday. So you can always join us and be a part of our meetings and take up a lot of table topics. Now, section's over. Why do we need the third section? Of course, you all know you're all Toastmasters. Most of you at least here are Toastmasters, and you understand the importance of feedback. And all the people I had taken attendance of will kill me if I don't invite them to speak and tell us how everyone else, the prepared speakers, did. So I'm going to hand it over to our general evaluator of the day. Now, who's the general evaluator today? She's a sales professional who turned into a soft skills trainer as passion, and now she's a full-time student. Wow. Okay. How do you manage all this? She's a management student and she joined Toastmasters to sharpen her saw of public speaking. She is none other than Toastmaster Smruti. Let's welcome our general evaluator on the stage. Toastmaster Smruti, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Chitrakshi Vij. Can we have a huge round of applause for our TMOD? Now comes the part of general evaluation. Being a general evaluator, it was my role to keep a keen eye on all the tiny, minor aspect of the entire meeting today. It was not a single person's task, and I don't have a big team, but I have an army of 2 people, me and a timer in place. Our timer today is Toastmaster Gihan, a Toastmaster from Sri Lanka, an electrical engineer by profession. Toastmaster Gihan enjoys badminton and loves gardening. He has a deep passion for engaging in welfare and charity activities as well. Toastmaster Gihan, could you please help us with a timer report of all the prepared speeches, table topic taken? It will help us to evaluate the session in a much deeper manner. Over to you, Toastmaster Gihan.
Okay, Madam General Evaluator, let me share my screen. Sharing option is still disabled. May I announce the result? The time?
Just read it out.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Toastmaster Sai took 15 minutes and 28 seconds. Then Toastmaster Venkataseshan took 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Bindhu took 19 minutes and 1 second. Then distinguished Toastmaster Sourav took 15 minutes and 24 seconds. Then regarding table topic speeches, Toastmaster Anurag took 1 minute and 27 seconds. Toastmaster Samitaka took 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Toastmaster Sudharma took 1 minute and 53 seconds. Toastmaster Sailaja took 1 minute and 32 seconds. Over to Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gihan. You can please paste the timing report over chat so that the evaluator will get an understanding while evaluating the prepared speeches. Okay, coming up with the evaluation part. Let's see how the prepared speeches went. For that, we have the dedicated evaluators for the prepared speeches. We'll start with our first speaker, Toastmaster Sai. The evaluator is Toastmaster Suhan. To just give a brief introduction, Toastmaster Suhan is an enthusiastic Toastmaster who started his Toastmaster journey in 2016 as a hobby, but later turned into passion of public speaking. Being a PR brand champion for the year 2022-2023, currently is the Area 29 Director at District 20 Kuwait. On the professional front, he is a sales manager, and on the personal front, he loves to read books, travel, and explore. Toastmaster Suhan, stage is all yours to evaluate our first speaker. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Before I start, I would like to know, am I audible? All right, great. Thank you so much. Whatever comes me, I will fix it. I will do it. This is what I could see from my target speaker, Toastmaster Sai, during his speech. And let me tell you what are the good things that I have seen, heard, and how I have felt it. What I have seen, Toastmaster Sai was standing confident, calm, and composed. And he was being quite anticipative that whatever questions he will face with, he will chat. And this is a good thing that I have seen. What I've heard, some good words coming from him, from his speech when he's talking about the Tao of AI, the paradigm shift, the answering techniques, and some of the jokes, that humor that he injected. That was a good thing that I felt. And at last, at the end, I would like to say that he was being entertaining throughout the speech. But now let me come to the areas that he can enhance on, and I'll be evaluating his speech on how he has tackled the questions that people throw on him. First thing I want to tell him is that whenever someone asks him a question, he needs to acknowledge them. Oh, okay, thank you so much for your question, but I would really insist that, yes, this is what I want to answer. Or you can say, I really appreciate. For example, when someone's disrupting, you just say, I really appreciate that this is happening, but I would, want to give my answer, like that. And let me just come to one point where there was a situation where Toastmaster Karthik asking a question to Chitrakshi when he was delivering a speech. So that time he shouldn't have come in and go in for a chatting, saying, oh, okay, this is what you're doing, okay, this is what's happening. No, okay, just come and say, well, I really appreciate Toastmaster Karthik and Toastmaster Chitrakshi that this I want to that you're asking a question, but I take the liberty to answer it, and this is what it is. And the way you answer it should be closed end, not the open end. If you do open end, and this is how it will go on a chatting mode, where he's talking, you're talking, and you will lose your track. And thankfully, when someone will come up and say, "Oh, please let me speak, don't interrupt." So if you answer the questions in a closed end way, nobody will disrupt you again. You'll answer them and they will keep quiet and they'll not engage in the conversation. So this is the only thing you need to keep in mind. And and when Toastmaster Karthik asked why animals don't deserve hope, he said, no, this is not the thing. You can just say, yes, I really appreciate you asking me the question on this, but yes, animal does deserve a good home with so and so thing, and this is how I'm doing. Like that. You don't have to interrupt, get engaged. So this is where you need to take care of it. But overall, it was a really good session, and I love the way you take it. But most important thing over here is that I know you know these people, but you should treat your audience as strangers and ask them and answer them properly. This is the only tip I can give you at last. Other than that, great job done, and I really wish you all the best for your future speeches. Thank you, and over to you, General.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suhan. Please give a huge round of applause for the evaluation and the speaker. I'll just add my 2 cents here. The speech, coming to the speaker first, it has been evaluated well by Toastmaster Suhan. I don't have much points to add. A minute tip which I might suggest. We are here, it's a Gabbys International Toastmaster Club, being a diverse audience. So how about when we speak, we just bring a minute pace while we deliver the speech. A pause and pace in between will help us to bring a clarity because you had a rich content. I enjoyed thoroughly while hearing the entire speech, and the challenge was dealing with the audience who are challenging in nature. So pace on the speech part will definitely help us to bring more clarity. That's just a minor suggestion from my end. Try to implement. Hope that will work for you. Thank you so much. And the evaluation has been done. Great. Touching upon the commendation, recommendation, and the summary part. You completed the entire circle. A minute thing as here, you have given example, but the moment we started saying that you need to acknowledge the audience. I was waiting for the answer. How I need to acknowledge. An example there. You also suggested stating, ask close-ended question. Like what? So those 2 examples, if we can bring into picture, the speaker will get much better clarity. Okay, this is what exactly I need to do. Overall, thank you so much to both our speaker and the evaluator. Please put your hands together for both of them. Moving ahead with our second speaker and the evaluator. Our second speaker was Toastmaster Venkataseshan, and the evaluator was Distinguished Toastmaster Veera. Distinguished Toastmaster Veera is from Converse Toastmasters Club, working as a silicon validation engineer at Texas Instruments. He loves languages, food, books, and above all, meeting new people. Currently, he is serving as the Area D4 Director. Distinguished Toastmaster Veera, stage is all yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator Smruti. I think you didn't get my bio. I don't know who is the person you're talking about. Anyway, before I start, I'm Veera Mano from Malaysia, from Hakavi Tamil Toastmasters. Can I know the timing for this evaluation for the speaker? Because this is not stated in the agenda.
The evaluation timing is 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator. So, ironically, Venkataseshan, your Koros Kate 2023 speech is 2 to 3 minutes. And I'm also given 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate your detailed presentation. Why is it so? Why are you only given 2 to 3 minutes? I just would like to inform the audience. Here, this is the preview of the coming attraction. So this is the first speech that the speaker is going to talk about the event that he's going to host and how he's using the skill to build a cohesive team to do this. So in that aspect, you had your slide, you had pictures, and you painted the imagery in our mind. What is happening? Wow, how are you doing? And then, as any event, the goings will not be smooth. And as the going get tougher, Venkataseshan, we can see that you are getting tougher. You portray the mission multi-dimensional, because this is the problem that you're facing. The organizing chair cannot, and then you have to take over. So in that aspect, Venkataseshan, this speech is an event that you're going to host. This is the first speech, and you're going to tell us what you're going to do. So in that aspect, you came out with slides, presentation, and how you're going to do. So in the overall, it is a detailed presentation, well presented. I would like to have the teamwork. Here it is more on who is your team that is going to work together with this. You gave us, okay, these are the things that you are doing, but I didn't see any people in the team. So in that aspect, this is a preview, and you are not an island. You are not one man. You are a team. You are supposed to organize with a team. So it will be more interesting if you also tell us who are the people that you are going to work with. In this assignment, you covered the points well. You managed to share with us what are the things that is happening. And so, in summary, very well done. Oh, the details were there. It's a preview of coming attraction, and you have told us what you're going to do about it. And the timing. So you maximize the time. So even you're given 2 to 3 minutes, you took 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the dot. So in that aspect, overall, we can see the passion that you're doing. And what you are doing is the preview of the coming attraction. So it builds up the energy and the enthusiasm to see the end product. With that, over to you, General Evaluator Smruti.
Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Veera. First of all, my sincere apology for the misread of the introduction. Coming to the evaluation and the speaker, with the evaluation, nothing to touch upon because it was very specific and the examples were cited really well. I have certain things to share with the speaker, Toastmaster Venkataseshan. I understand 2 to 3 minute speech and you have so many information to share. So apart from the pointers highlighted by the evaluator, even I thought it is like too much challenging to bring a presentation in a 2 to 3 minute speech. and you attempted it. Kudos for the same. Though it was not on the PPT, however, bringing a presentation with full-fledged sentence was a bit distracting for me as an audience. In the initial first 2 slides, you had pictorial representation, which caught my attention and I was completely glued to the screen. But the third and the fourth slide had sentences in place. So I was focused on reading the sentences rather than looking at you. So just a small suggestion, even if you have an intent to bring presentation, how about using one word or a pictorial representation of what exactly you want to say? That will help you to keep the presentation crisp and the entire audience engaged. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for both our speaker and the evaluator. Moving on with our third speaker, Toastmaster Bindhu, whose speech will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Peethambaran. Distinguished Toastmaster Peethambaran is a passionate Toastmaster who takes every opportunity to learn new things. We are here to learn many things together. Over to you, evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Peethambaran.
Nice charter. What is it? Press that button. Reboot. Nice chartens is a word in German language used to tell the same meaning what our speaker said today. That is to reboot. Now, where to put, where to press exactly to reboot yourself is what I'm trying to tell Toastmaster Bindhu Joseph on your speech. First thing, it's a longer version of speech, 18 to 22 minutes. Coming up with a simple topic, but powerful one, giving sufficient examples and narratives were the key, I would say, in your speech. You are discussing about comfort zone. Every one of us have our own comfort zone, but how it can change depending on the scenarios and situation, well explained in your speech. Your comfort zone, of course, you can be, but time, hunger, and budget, of course, can change every comfort zone, right? Because I being in a different time zone, I truly understand how it comes to when we are traveling from one place to another and how it affects us. Now, liberating yourself, that is the key thing what I got from your speech. Liberating yourself from the emotions, liberating yourself from the expectations, liberating yourself from everything around the world, around you, especially when you are taking a lead of 5 people. But what we could see is you tried to avoid those questions and enjoy your moment. You were engaging with us, you were enjoying your speech. And at times, for me, it felt it was a bit entangling as well. Now, let me explain to you how it was entangling. When we go for these longer session speeches, one thing we need to ensure always is that tell the audience what you are going to say. You have done it. Tell them what you are saying. Perfectly done. What I missed here is that tell them what you have said. A recap of your entire speech towards the end, because since it is an 18 to 22 minute speech, we all have many other things to think in between. So at least put together and present to us towards the end would add value to that part. Now, a challenge I wish to give you is adding humor to your wonderful speech. I know it's not that easy, especially when you are trying to do, when you are doing this path of engaging humor. I would say, like even the last questions you are asking, what are 3 things I want to ask you? Like giving a smile in the morning or a sigh of satisfaction at the night, and 5 years from here on, and usage of mindset, all these places. Now, for example, 5 years, it's a typical HR question, what we can hear all. But you put it in a different context and ask. There is a chance of adding humor there and there. Then another area what I would say to add the humor is about when you are narrating these stories, especially when you are in a different country, how people are behaving with you, or some conversation which you couldn't understand, you end up the one which you explained, of course, that from the shop, but try to give a bit of humor element into that could add further value, considering especially the timing of your speech being a longer one. I know I'm overshooting, but I can't stop without saying one more thing, like the best part here again. One of the things what I observed in you is that you were calm, composed, cool as usual, being into a profession of noble nature. As a speaker, you were a bit disconnected with the audience because of your eye contact, where you are looking on, maybe in the roof or somewhere at times. So try to bring back your attention to the audience, especially when we are having an online thing. And if you can't do any other presentation, some sort of things, try to show us something what you enjoyed there in the sightseeing as a screen sharing or something, like some picture, like pictures, to tell us how you enjoyed the journey altogether. Overall, a thought-provoking speech with ample elements of good public speaking. And I wish you could add a bit of humor and, of course, a bit of presenting something on the screen could add value to the speech. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Peethambaran, for the detailed evaluation covering the commendation, recommendation, summary with example. Just to share with my limited experience and expertise to Toastmaster Bindhu, one thing I really liked about the speech was the limited and close-ended question you asked the audience. For example, to Toastmaster Sudharma and Toastmaster Karthik, you asked certain question like, give me yes or no, or what are the three things? You're very limited to that. That helped you to be within the time. One suggestion from my end, I understand it's an 18 to 22 minute speech length is very long. So what we can do in middle of the session or towards the end, how about engaging the audience back into the game? Because they might have lost a track, or they might have, over the screen, I can see the body language has changed a bit with the passage of time. So involving them again back to the speech with few questions might help to grab them their attention again. That's a small tip from my side. You may implement the same when you give your next speech onward. Overall, great speech and absolutely awesome evaluation. So please put your hands together for both the speaker and the evaluator. Moving on with our fourth speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, who will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Andal Krishnan. Distinguished Toastmaster Andal joined the Toastmasters fraternity in 2008 and got her DTM in 2016. She is a member of 2 clubs in Malaysia. She has completed 4 pathways and still counting. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Andal, for the evaluation of distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Okay, good, great. Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav, nice to see you again. I think our paths had crossed a couple of years back. And today is very interesting because your topic is about how to manage difficult audience. So I'm going to do that with the power of 3. So you had done CODE. I will drop the O and I'll just do CDE. So let me first evaluate you based on C. There were many C's in your speech today. One is the level of comfort. And it's almost unfair because everybody here knows what a great speaker you are. And I'm even wondering whether they would have really wanted to disrupt you, because they really wanted to hear you speak and they were looking for things that they can learn. Nevertheless, they did disrupt you, but you were totally comfortable with the disruption. There's confidence, there's a smile on your face, a sense of humor, and I think you just managed the first C with a great level of confidence. I'm going to the D. Now, this is where the difficult audience come in, the D. Of course, in a speech like this, there would have been some kind of preparation, though in the project, it does say that the speaker is not to be aware of who are the disruptors. The disruptors are supposed to be planted there. Nevertheless, we get to know anyway. So there were all these difficult audience. Now, where probably you could have done better is that you, in your very charming way, just told them, step aside, let me finish what I'm saying, and I'll look at you later. And you found that many of them did follow. They said, oh, Sourav is telling this to us, so we shall be quiet. After that, people asked. And you did not really come back to their questions later. But on the whole, you were so engaging. And one of the most engaging part is you're a great storyteller. So I think even when you have a disruptive audience, when the speaker is a great storyteller, in real life, people forget to heckle, people forget to disrupt, and they will just listen to it. So you taught the younger speakers in this audience today that if you want to manage a disruptive audience, be a good storyteller, a genuine disruptive audience. On the whole, it was so enjoyable. And I must say again that because of your status and your demeanor, the disruptive nature of it was not as disruptive as I saw the earlier one. And whatever was disruptive, you just managed to bring it to your benefit. And the case in point is a motorbike that you love and that spoils all the carbon coding that you wanted to stop. So on the whole, thank you very much for enjoyable speech. Over to you, Dee.
Thank you so much. The evaluation was top notch to the point. So I'll not add much upon it, but I want to appreciate a point which I learned from the speaker today, Mr. Toastmaster Sourav, that the way I understood there is a way to handle different audience. Might be a couple of audiences segment whom you need to address in an informal way and certain question whom you need to address in a formal way. That categorization I learned today, which I might use in my future meetings. So thank you so much. Please put your hands together for both our speaker and evaluator. On that note, we have completed the evaluation part. So let's start with the general evaluation of the entire meeting. I'll take it step by step with each and every individual role. Starting with the Sergeant Arm Toastmaster Bimpy. The meeting started on time. I can't see Toastmaster Bimpy, but yeah, nevertheless, the meeting started on time. The guidelines has been drawn very clearly. So no complaints on that part. One suggestion, it's a very generic maybe, but you are the person who is starting the meeting. So how about bringing that energy on board with not only the words, also with the expression which we have. That will help us to bring more life to the entire meeting to begin with. So thank you so much on that. That's the only quick tip from my side. Followed by that, you handed over the stage to the presiding officer. Presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh. What I loved and enjoyed the most is how you linked and bridged that gap and transformed the entire speech with an introduction with an introduction, and you forwarded it to the theme of today's meeting. You had the entire description that why we are here today, and later connected with the theme and handed over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day. A quick thing which I saw missing were how about we didn't address guest or maybe the visiting Toastmasters today. We are here on the international meeting. How about a question, or you can ask people by a question like mention it on the chat from which country you are signing in today or from which state you are signing in today. That will bring a cohesiveness or a togetherness in the meeting. That's just a one suggestion from my side. Other than that, great example cited to the theme of the meeting. Next, moving on to the Toastmaster of the day. I'll touch that part a bit later. We'll move to the table topic segment first. The table topic The topics were given were very easy in the sense easy to understand, so that a speaker can attempt the topic. That was marvelous job done by Toastmaster Chitrakshi. The topic were well defined. You pick the speakers, ask for volunteers, and then you pick the speakers to attempt it. Two suggestions from my side. Well, you covered it later, but initially I was looking forward for an introduction that what exactly is a table topic and why a table topic is important with the timing brief, which you beautifully covered post the first speaker. But that was something was missing on the first part. Second, you picked only those Toastmasters who are visible on the screen. How about the people who were off camera? How about encouraging them and pushing them to take a topic, asking them to, why can't you come on the screen? So that just a suggestion from my end, it will help us to make everyone comfortable to attempt a topic. For the table topic speakers, we had 4 speakers who attended the table topic. I'll give an overall summary in my evaluation. 1, I loved the opening part of each and every speaker. You all started with an initial message. Okay, this is the topic, and you picked up really well. And one suggestion to each one of you, I was looking for a why. That why, I mean, what then? For example, the topic of do what you can't. You had a message. How about a why? Why, being an audience, why I should do what you said? I was looking for an example. It's just I highlighted the first topic, followed by the rest topics as well. I was just looking for a why in your answer. So next time, whenever we attempt a table topic, it's always important to give a why to the audience. Because once the session is done, your speech is done, they will remember you because of the why. So thank you so much for all the speakers who attempted the table topic and the table topic master. Okay, moving back to the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day, the energy which actually anyone can ask for was brought by Toastmaster Chitrakshi. With your expression, the both verbal and non-verbal communication caught the attention, brought that entire live and light sparkle to the meeting. You had all the energies to bring that topic back again from the presiding officer and started. So definitely, let's come to the address the elephant in the room. Initially, the timer and the general evaluator, I think that's supposed to be introduced in the very first segment of the session. And also, because people were not different speaker, they had different timing all put together. So if that part would have been covered in the initial phase, might have helped the entire speech to flow in a time. And second is obviously the timing part. We are running behind the time. So I think the structure would have been done in a different manner so that we will end it on time the way we beautifully started, sharp at 7 today. So that's the general evaluation entirely from my side. A small suggestion which I'll make a note of, that I didn't specify the timing of evaluation for my evaluators. I'll keep that a recommendation from me, which I'll definitely keep in mind while doing my next general evaluation. On that note, I hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be the general evaluator for today's meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster Chitrakshi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smruti. A huge round of applause for the general evaluator. It was a wonderful evaluation and definitely points noted. That just reminds me of how old I'm getting and how the third Gabbys has taken a toll on my health. I will remember to talk about the general evaluator and the timer next time. With that, I will not take up any more time and hand it over back to the presiding officer for him to take over and bring our meeting to an end. DTM Nagesh Ramamurthy.
So Chitrakshi, could you please ask timer who all evaluators were disqualified? Okay, he pasted it in chat. Fine.
Okay. With that, over to you, presiding officer.
Thank you so much, TMOD Chitrakshi and the TTM Chitrakshi. Thank you so much. Give her a big round of applause. While our In your chats, Toastmasters, you will find a link to a Google form, which is the poll for today. While I'm talking to few of you, please click that and mark your valuable votes for your favorite participant in the meeting today. So while that is happening, we'll give about 30 seconds to have that to happen. Can I request somebody to step forward and say a few words about this meeting? TTM Veera, I see you coming on camera. Any thoughts?
Sorry, President, I couldn't hear your voice. Can you repeat?
I was only asking you about how did you feel about this meeting while we are casting votes. I thought I'll take some feedback from you.
Okay, all right. Overall, I find the meeting is very high powered. The Toastmaster of the day was Toastmaster of the day and the table topic master played a double role. It was very awesome. And I truly love your opening address, Nagesh Ramamurthy. Very uplifting, and you beautifully shared about the power of three. Enjoyed the meeting. Overall, fantastic, high energy, very informative, very good flow of thoughts coming across. A lot of things that I learned here. Over to you, President.
Thank you so much for those kind words. Sai, I think I'm seeing you in this meeting for the second time. I'm sure you have walked into our meetings earlier as well, many more times. Any thoughts?
My thoughts are that I enjoyed the meeting and camaraderie is very visible. I wasn't aware this is the first meeting of the third club. I didn't first of all know that you guys are creating clubs at a rapid clip. I've known of two clubs and I was the third club. And I was excited to be part of the inaugural meeting. It's a compliment to you that you guys have so much energy and so much interest and commitment from your club members. So the meeting was fun and the speakers were great. The interruptions were exactly what I was hoping to see, because the last time I attended the Gabbys meeting, I had the fortune of evaluating Sourav, TTM Sourav. And at that time, someone had told me that, listen, if you think you can do it better, come and show us. So this is which is why I came back. And I don't know if I showed it, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting interrupted and being forced to answer questions about crows and animal welfare. It is an exciting meeting for me personally. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Sai there. I hope you have cast your vote. And yeah, Gabby's meetings are generally very high octane meetings. We come here to have fun along with the learning that we get from people who come across the continents and give us so much of learning. DTM Peethambaran, any last few words from you before we announce the visits?
Thank you. Thank you very much, presiding officer. And it's not first time for me with Gabbys. Myself and DTM Sourav, we had been connected so well, like say for almost 3 years or more than that. And of course, it is Gabbys which meets on Saturdays. But then today, it's like a surprise for me. And of course, I know many members like Nancy, Aparna, Sourav, of course, and many more. So you guys are like, overall, like within 3 clubs, how you are managing, I don't know. The best part I love is about the engagement you have with the members, the engagement you have with the audience overall, the guests, all these parts. Now, when it comes to the level 4, of course, if you are allowing me to comment on about this project, handling difficult audience, understanding difficult audience. What I understood about the project is that if there is someone interrupting, it is given only one chance. Any role, it is given only one chance per like that individual. But here I see like one person is taking a multiple times that interruption part. definitely it's interesting. I will revisit that project requirement and how it looks like or how it can be managed. Definitely, I will also have a look into that. Despite of that, everything, so happy to be here. And Gabbys again with Sourav and the team. It's like coming back to India from Bahrain. So pleasure to be here with you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have so many people beyond the continents. We have Andal, we have you coming here. Thank you
And
so
Toastmaster
much.
Munaf is also from my district. We both are from one district, District 20.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, we had some wonderful evaluations, good speeches, some few stable topics, and great role takers. Before I announce the results, I have DTM Sourav, who has raised his hand. Over to you, DTM Sourav.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank some of my most favorite Toastmasters are there in this meeting today. PB, DTM Andal, DTM Veera, Mano, and others as well. But I think these are the three people that I, as DTM Andal said, we had done together the 12 hours table topic marathon. That still continues to be one of the milestone moments of my Toastmasters journey.
I too got a chance on that day.
Yeah.
You remember? I was like, for one session, I was table topic master, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. And PB is the person who I first met. I think he's one of the very earliest people I met in Toastmasters when I joined a club meeting in Middle East. And that's how I started attending more of the Middle East meetings. And he's like an iconic character there. If you just go to any Toastmaster meeting, you say that I know PB, and after that, suddenly they give you table topic speech slots. They offer you slots in the next meetings. So you just have to say, I know PB, and more importantly, PB knows me. So I know PB is not enough. Everyone knows PB, but PB knows me as well. So same with Veera Mano, Veera Mano in Singapore. So all iconic characters. Thank you so much for joining on this very special day, the first day of the new club. So thank you. Just wanted to thank you all.
Can I just add something?
Please.
Veera Mano and I are in Kuala Lumpur, and it's now 11:47 p.m. And the reason why we're still staying on is because of the camaraderie we all had with Sourav. At least in my case, I don't think I know anybody else here except for Sourav. So yeah, it's good to be back.
Thank you so much. That means so lot to us and Sourav and the club. In fact, a couple of days ago, I and Sourav were talking about that marathon. I remember that. Sourav, thank you for reminding that. It's my time to now talk about the favorite people who have got the votes, highest votes. Best role taker today goes to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Smruti Mohanty. Give her a round of applause. And it is shared by TMOD, Chitrakshi Vij. Now coming to the best table topic speaker. Today I didn't vote. I also would have voted to the speaker, Toastmaster Samita Khar. I think there she is in the meeting. And the best evaluator goes to our evaluator number 4, Andal Krishnan. Thank you so much. And the best speaker goes to TTM Sourav. Congratulations for winning the favorite votes of the audience today. With that, we come to the end of this particular meeting. I close this meeting number 1 of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. See you on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Indian Standard Time.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Mm.